Over the last few years, we've seen live streaming take off in terms of popularity. Whether it be just face cam, streaming gameplay, or even stuff like music production, a lot of people have become interested in the idea to the point where most social media sites nowadays have incorporated live streaming as a feature. So with this rise in popularity for live streaming, tech companies have noticed this and began producing tech that allows you to live stream much easier than before. From webcams to capture cards, hell, the PS4 even has live streaming built into its system, so all you have to do is press a few buttons and you're good to go. There's a lot of tech out there for consumers to buy to start live streaming themselves. So I decided to go on Best Buy to try and buy a new capture card since my old ones weren't compatible with HDMI, and I came across a device made by a company I used to purchase from in the past back when I was using consoles with component cables, EZCap, who made this USB capture device that you could easily stick into the USB port of your PC and then just put the cables in, and it was a pretty good product back then. So when I saw this new product from the company I had a good experience with previously and noticed in the description it could connect to streaming platforms, I decided to purchase it, and it arrived a week later. Sure, it was odd that the company and the item name was listed as Axe Gear and not EZCap, but I figured it was just the name of the company selling these products to retailers. But when it arrived, oh boy, that was a mistake. Just as much as paying the equivalent of a console to buy one of these capture cards, seriously, that is ridiculous. So this is the Axe Gear HDMI video recorder, aka the EZCap 280, and as the title says, can capture in 1080p through the use of HDMI. The first thing I noticed about this device, however, is what the box says. Standalone, no PC required. Then how am I supposed to connect to streaming platforms and services? Maybe through this USB host section? Well, I checked, and guess what? There is no USB cable in the box, nor do I have those USB devices that have a USB section on each end. But hey, I do have an HDMI cable now. I can now add it to the 8 or so I owned prior to this coming in. Why do I have the feeling someone can make an ERP based on that alone? Not like having a USB to USB cable matters anyways, because after some experimentation and reading the manual, that port can't connect to the PC anyways. But rather, you plug in a USB flash drive or one of those portable hard drives, and after hitting record and stopping the recording, the file is saved onto said flash drive. So despite them claiming it can be used to connect to streaming platforms, you can't actually stream with this device. Even plugging in an HDMI cable into my laptop and plugging the other end into the output did nothing. It doesn't work. And to this day, that is still advertised on the description despite the fact that it's false. So someone buying this with the intent to stream is going to be screwed out of their money now because it can't do what it's advertised on the page. Lovely. But even if it can't stream, it still has problems as a capture device on its own. First of all, when you open the box, it comes with a power supply, and it's in a box shape. Maybe this is because the last two products I owned for capturing purposes were the aforementioned EZCap dongle and a Roxio game cap, which only required a USB cable to record, but that is still an odd choice and just makes me wonder further, why not just include the ability to be powered by USB so people can also record off their PC, since all that's really going on with this device is that it's capturing the signal from the HDMI device and transferring it elsewhere. I mean, do you need a power supply for your HDMI cable to transfer the signal from your laptop to the TV? No, that'd be ridiculous, especially since the laptop and TV are already generating power such a signal already. Heck, incorporating two different power sources for this device could satisfy both those who want to strictly capture without a PC and those who want to stream and capture with it. Another issue I noticed with this device is that because it's capture only, you can't change the video settings, and that can consume storage fairly quickly. Since the video is always 1080p and you can't alter it, 15 minutes of footage will total up to 2 gigabytes of space. So if you have a 16 gigabyte flash drive, you'll only be able to record up to 2 hours of footage before you have to stop playing and take out the files. Here's another thing. Even though this isn't 1080p, the frame rate is always 30 frames per second. That could be seen by many as a deal breaker and could have been fixed with a toggle switch or allowing us to change our freaking settings. I.e., you can record in 60 FPS, but it will be in 720p, or if you don't care about its frame rate, hit the 1080p option. Even the editing program it comes with on the CD sucks and is worse than less advanced editing programs like Movie Maker or even stuff like iMovie. And this is the device sites like Best Buy are advertising. A product that can't stream despite what it claims. You also can't add live commentary to it if you're using HDMI, and even then the live commentary option during recording only works if you're using those headsets with the two audio jacks on them. So most headsets won't work with this. And the smaller file size claim is debatable since 2 gigabytes is still a lot of space for 15 minutes of footage. And considering this was almost the same price as other capture cards on the site, that's a problem, especially when I've used EZCap products before and they worked fine, especially with PCs. So what happened here? And even as a capture card, it has problems to it. So I don't even recommend it if you're just using this as strictly a capture card. This was, simply put, a bad deal for an inferior product that, now that I think about it, costs more than it's actually worth. So now I gotta go find another capture card just for the potential to stream. Ugh, connecting to streaming platforms, my ass. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and a special thanks to my Patreon supporter, Susan the Caria fan, for her donation. And if you want to donate to get scripts, riffs, and credit at the end of these videos, link to my Patreon is in the description as well as the end slate. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.